Hey everybody, and welcome back to part 2 of our audio production tutorial, where I'll show you how to improve Hookpad standard MIDI tracks with high quality VST products. We will re-record most of the tracks, and at the end we will also do a quick mixing session. In the first part of this tutorial, we already exported our song to a MIDI track and imported it into Studio One. With this, we created a playback on which we recorded our vocals. If you want to watch it first, you can find the link below. To get a funky feeling, the first thing we need to do is to add a 16th swing to our grid. Next, we replace the stock drum plugin with Toontrack's Superior Drummer. For a more funky sound, I like to use the Rogers Wood snare and turn up the pitch. Let's just delete the original Hookpad MIDI track and start a new recording. For this, I have mapped all the important instruments I need onto my Native Instruments machine.
We write a short song, therefore we shouldn't take us long to demonstrate a manifest that Hookpad is the best.
This definitely needs some quantization. Let's also add some funky ghost notes. Finally, we need a great pickup fill-in, for which I also have a machine template. For the bass, we'll use Trillian's Bisonet Studio Funk patch and also start re-recording from scratch. Let's also add some key switches for muted and stopped sounds. For a nice funky guitar, we'll use the Scarby Funk Guitarist. To get a bit more control, I'll use the VST inside Native Instruments Complete Control. I have already created a custom patch of this instrument, where I mapped all the chords and rhythms we need for this song. On the left, you can see the yellow keys, which trigger each a pre-mapped chord. D major 7, G6, G minor 7, E7 and B minor 7. The green and blue keys on the right trigger different rhythms to bring in some variations. Let's start recording. To have a nice pad, let's use Spectrasonic's hybrid synthesizer Omnisphere, for which I have created a custom-made patch called Hookpad Bells. The only thing which is still missing are percussions. Let's add some congas. As the plugin plays the groove itself, we only need to adjust the amount of swing and draw a long C. And to finish the groove, let's also add some shakers. For the shakers, we simply use the machine built-in percussions. We set the engine to shaker and the envelope mode to performer. Before making any further adjustments, let's actually program one bar of shakers which we can listen to. Let's put this channel to solo so we can hear more clearly what's going on. This sounds pretty good. The only thing left to do is to make sure the shakers won't be playing during the pickup or the end bar. This can be easily done by creating another scene in Maschine which has no pattern in it. These scenes can be triggered by simple MIDI values in Studio One. C-2 for scene 1 and C#-2 for our empty scene 2. Let's just copy this to the end and the arrangement is finished.
We write a short song, therefore it shouldn't take us long to demonstrate and manifest that hook pad is the best.
As we have finished our arrangement of the song, let's continue with the last step, mixing and mastering. I routed the drums onto 6 different buses. One for the kick, the snare, hi-hat, overheads, room mics, and one for the toms. I added some equalizers and compressors to each of my buses to get a bright, full and punchy sound. And finally, I added some reverb. To the bass, I added some heavy compression and distortion. I did basically the same to the guitar. And I also added some reverb and delays. For the vocals, I cut out all the S sounds and breaths to be able to control each of them separately.
We write a short song.
I added a tape
Therefore
simulation,
it shouldn't take us long
an EQ which boosts the lower mids,
to demonstrate and manifest
a very subtle compressor,
that hook pad is the best.
2 EQs which boost the high
Write a
frequencies,
short song. Therefore it shouldn't
and at last a compressor
take
again.
us long
And finally I added some reverb and delays.
demonstrate and manifest that hook pad is the best.
For the mastering, I also added some tape simulation, 2 EQs to enhance the high and the low end, 3 subtle compressors to add harmonic overtones, and finally a brick wall limiter. If you like this tutorial, please subscribe to our channel and share this video. If you have any questions, just ask them in the comment section below. 1000 thanks to Heiko and Veronica from Studio Woostruck for their great vocal recordings. Thank you for watching and see you guys soon. Bye bye.